Stocks had a record year in 2024. The S&P 500 up about 24%, notching 57 record closes. Wall Street's most bullish forecasters couldn't keep up with the market's climb, many of them updating their year-end expectations for the index as recently as October. So what does this tell us about what we can expect in 2025 and what will drive those gains? The biggest thing to point out is that we're already seeing earnings estimates driven higher, particularly for some of those big tech names. But I think we've got a really cool lesson in our Wall Street bull for 2025. John Stolfus, friend of the show, he's expecting, according to his price target, that 19% gain for 2025. In 2024, his price target for the year was surpassed just in the first 3 months of the year. And we saw that continuing across so many different strategist desks that they were just not bullish enough for 2024. So maybe 2025 is the year where they say, hey, let's actually just outpace the bullishness and get ahead of this with extra bullish and optimistic price targets.
Yeah, Maddie, it's going to be such an interesting year when you look ahead to 2025. So much question just about the momentum trade that we have seen certainly play a massive factor, at least within the last couple of gains that we have seen over the last couple of months. And when you take a look at what happened in 2024, right? Obviously, you had the U.S. election. That was a huge factor. You had the Fed starting its rate cutting cycle. That clearly was a market moving event. You also had the escalating geopolitical tensions, which of course was on investors' minds. Just some of the factors that have contributed here to the moves that we have seen over the next 12 months. But as you look back at the last 12 months and maybe try to figure out what exactly this signals going forward, you mentioned that earnings growth, and I think that is key because that's really what strategists have been telling us here over the last several months. That clearly is seen as the driver here, or a necessary driver, in order to keep this momentum here to the upside. We have talked to a number of strategists. John Stolfus, just one of them here on this show, Ed Yardeni, also recently, Brian Belsky in the past, just talking about why they do remain bullish and why they do see those further gains here on out. And I think that this is so important, especially when you take a look at what is happening, whether or not we're going to get this Santa Claus rally. Obviously, only time is going to tell. We have 2 more trading days left in this. But even if we don't get it, it might not matter. And I think that's so critical here, at least for investors to understand. Yes, January will likely be volatile here, at least until we do get some clarity on Trump policies following the inauguration. But looking ahead, there are still a number of reasons to be bullish. And on top of that list is very much the expected earnings growth.
And to your point on Trump policies, some of the folks we spoke with on the show yesterday said that those corporate tax cuts are what they anticipate leading to more earnings growth in 2025. But we don't know that that's at the top of Trump's priorities list. We've heard that tariffs and immigration are perhaps going to be first on the list. So what will stocks and what will the impact of those policies mean for stocks moving forward is a key question.